Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brands Hatch, as we follow the previous race winner who spins out at the third last turn here in GT Sports Mazda League. Now, in qualifying, we do go purple quite a few times, but we're swapping that pole position with Fubbles, who's basically my sole championship rival at this stage, with Stingray and Dynamite not attending what was a four-man championship race. Really becomes two due to the point structure, and unfortunately we threw away our last lap here, and pole would go by 0.017 to Fubbles. Fubbles, of course, won that chaotic race in Italy, Lago Maggiore, and one of us will be hoping to grab our second win of this season and be the first person to have multiple victories in this fifth round. Viper, though, also on that hunt, having won in Suzuka last time out, actually well behind us, so his glitches occur not only in standing starts but also in rolling starts, and for that reason basically Fubbles and I had a huge lead over P3, and the organiser Kart Dude would call a safety car, which meant that Fubbles and I would slow down, allow everyone else to catch back up and go out of the last turn, which is exactly what occurred. However, Viper would have further issues, fall down the field, hold up a few people, and it would be Hatfield, the debutant, in P3 at that restart. We continued to follow Fubbles, although he had very good pace, even though he knocks out a cone there, and we wouldn't actually be able to challenge him too closely other than this first attempt here, but we've had some contact in the past and I wasn't willing to jeopardise my record in terms of the stewards' inquiries, because we all know how that went in round 3 with some questionable activity in the steward's office. Anyway, we'll pass that up, continue to watch here. Fubbles very confident through there, and now we catch up to Viper, whose car is strewn across the track in several places throughout the race in our way. Fubbles actually goes for a two-stop, which I think gives the advantage to myself and Hatfield. We pit going for a one-stop on lap 11. Back onto the Superstars, we'll need a little bit of fuel to get to the end. Not sure about Hatfield. Decent stop for the tyres, and off we go. Hardly a fill at all, and we emerge in front of Hatfield, who apparently had some issues on pit entry. Anyway, Fubbles has of course undercut into a bigger lead, and we have another debutant right on us. Thankfully, not able to get around the outside of Paddock Hill Bend, and we were able to defend into Druids. We cut the gap back to Fubbles, who would end up making his second pit stop at the end of lap 16, meaning that he would have to catch not only myself but also Hatfield to get to the lead. Now it's lap 20, some lap traffic to deal with, they get out of the way somehow. It was a bit of a mess, honestly, but now Hatfield was all over me. My tyres not lasting as well as his. I'm not sure if he was using supers or just the normal softs. Either way, at the end of the stints he was quicker than me for sure, and I had to defend quite hard to stay in front of the blue Mazda. Fubbles, of course, you can see on the map, still a way back, so it looked like one of us would be winning the race. Further defensive manoeuvres would see Hatfield struggling to get by, and on the penultimate lap, where all I really had to do was beat Fubbles, unfortunately this contact occurred. So as you can see, Fubbles goes past both of us. I don't think he had the time to catch and pass both of us cleanly without that contact occurring between Hatfield and I would have that investigated. Notably that Hatfield would have this segment of the race investigated himself, where it seemed that I pushed him onto the grass, but I think I'm pretty safe in that regard. Didn't seem too bad from my perspective, at least, perhaps lag, although I've seen his perspective and it didn't look that bad either. It was unfortunate. Really could have afforded to give Hatfield the win, just let him pass and finish second. I would gain points on Fubbles. Instead of gaining 3 or 6 points on Fubbles, we actually lost 3. So that was really unfortunate. The gap coming down in the championship to I think 13 points now. And it's really a 2-horse race with 3 races to go. Congratulations to Fubbles. He didn't do anything wrong, and I have to try and do better next time, essentially. Second place, not too bad though. We can live with that. See you guys in Kyoto for round 6.